Okay. Go
All
ahead.
righty.
So, any questions from last week? We did the hamstring stretch, a little hip loosening stuff. Have you guys tried them? How's it working?
Yeah, I have found, I didn't realize, but my hamstrings are really tight. So it's been a challenge, but I'm working on it.
Okay.
Yeah, mine are. My whole legs are, even though I walk, there's something missing.
Yeah. When we walk, and if we don't, if we're not aware of how dynamically we move, we don't, so I mean, stretching is good to do to it just balances your body, and also it's relaxing, it's a good thing to do before you go to sleep. And a lot of backaches are caused by the really tight hamstrings. So when you feel something going on in the back, check your hamstrings first. And if that is, it might just solve the problem, So I mean, it could be, something more than that or more severe stuff. But try hamstrings. When in doubt, do the hamstring stretch. And we'll review that form and everything later too.
Good.
Anything else? No? We're good. So, I am switching around stuff I planned one thing and now it's really, I mean, it's a hot day. So I want to mention how do we deal with the hot thing and dehydration and stuff. So make sure you have your water or some non-dehydrating, like caffeine. As you know, caffeine is diuretic, so it doesn't really, well, it's not completely dehydrates you, but it's not as, it dehydrates you to I don't know how many percentage. So that if a cup of coffee is you have a cup of coffee, that doesn't mean that you have a cup of liquid in you. So it you pee out a lot. And same thing for cold beer, alcohol, it's dehydrate.
Yeah.
Even though it tastes really good in a hot day. So and also I sometimes when you're really hot, icy cold drink is really tasty, but be careful of doing a lot of cold drinks. And I have it's the Tao of Nutrition. A lot of Chinese medicine theory, they categorize food into they have like one of the categorization is the temperature. So it's not the temperature like the boiling water versus cold water, but the nature of the food has a temperature. Like watermelon is cooling, right? Ginger is warming. So stuff like that. So I wanted to, and they have in the back, in this book, in the back they have on each categories, so the vegetables, they list cold, neutral, warm, and hot. And there are a lot of, stuff that we're not really familiar with, like Jerusalem artichoke, or like, I'm not sure if we have access to taro root, so I wanted to go over some common stuff that we see in our grocery stores. Talk about the fruit. So if now we are into, this is our summer, but also like globally, or in our larger sense that we're getting into the autumn weather, right? So autumn weather, it's still hot, and also our body, it's different here because we have kind of cool summer, but autumn, you're keeping the heat in your body, and things gets dry. So you want to make sure that you are taking in some cooling, but moistening. So the fruit that's that really well is the pear. So pear is cooling and moistening. So it's good for your lungs. And also autumn weather or autumn season is, the each 5 major organs, they have the each, it's related organs and the seasons. And the autumn season is the long season. So you want to make sure you nurture your lungs to be prepared into the winter, because winters we tend to get cold and we get to infection and all that. So especially now we really want to take care of our lungs. So pear, either just the regular, the soft kind of pear, or the pear apple like the Asian pear, they are both moistening and cooling. And also watermelon. So compared to that, so oranges and tangerines, they are similar, but oranges are cool in nature. And tangerines, as you can tell, you see more tangerines in the winter time, so they are more warming than the oranges. So
Melons, like cantaloupes and melons.
cantaloupes are, I think it's also cooling. Let me see. Yeah. So cold is the coolest. Banana, cantaloupe, grapefruit, mulberry, pear, apple, and watermelon. That's what they list for the cold.
Mhm.
Cool is less cold, but cooler than neutral are apple, apricot, avocado, cranberry, fig, lemon, limes, orange, peach, persimmon, like the you see more persimmons, well, I think it's a seasonal in autumn weather, so that's kind of appropriate. And strawberry and tomato is cool because it's like summer stuff. And for example, the warm fruits are smaller stuff, blueberry, cherry, and Chinese prune. They're Chinese prune. I think it's the Chinese dates. I think it's warming. Grape is warming. Plum is warming. Papaya, pineapple. I'm surprised to see pineapple as a warmer fruit because it's like the summer and tropical fruit, but it's not cooling, it's warming.
But yeah, they've really just come out in the last month or so.
What is?
Pineapples in the
okay.
stores.
Oh,
So that would sort of make sense.
right. So you wanna start eating warmer fruit like in the late autumn into or just basically I think you should eat with what's in season, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other stuff. I think I just wanna maybe the vegetables. Cold vegetables are Chinese cabbage. I think it's the Napa cabbage. Mung bean sprouts. seaweed. Snow peas, seaweed, interestingly. Anything in the ocean, like fish, anything that comes out of the sea is mostly cool food. So the seaweed. Snow peas, water chestnut, white mushrooms are cold. And as you probably could tell, they on the other side of the spectrum, the hot is garlic and scallions, because you could tell it's just hot, it's spicy. So those are hot ones. So you may not want to eat that when it's really warm. Yeah. Anything you want to know in common? Zucchini is cool. Asparagus is cool. Beets,
Broccoli.
broccoli is cool. So it's not cold, but less cold than cold. So neutral, cool, and cold. So broccoli, beets, bok choy, cabbage. So the cabbage is warmer than Chinese cabbage. It's like those Napa cabbage is cooler. But cabbage is
I have a
cooler.
question. Yeah, this is a different culture, but I'm thinking about the Latin American culture where I think that they eat peppers to perspire.
Yes.
And so now that I would think that is a hot vegetable or spice to enhance perspiration. But what do you think?
Very good question. Because the nature is different. The peppers opens your pores.
Yeah.
It opens the surface to make you sweat, so it cools you down. So that's how those spices are used. Yes. So sometimes when like Indian food and a lot of Latin American and Mexican food, they use pepper to like
open you up.
So, and also when it's actually gingers do that too. So when you feel like you're coming down with cold, you drink ginger, like ginger tea, or you eat ginger to open the surface so the disease doesn't get into your internal organs. So that's when when you feel like you're coming down with cold, you take a hot shower and you bundle up and you sweat to open the pore, open the surface. So you are releasing the yucky stuff. So that's what the to sweat and also to So the sweating is good in the beginning of cold to expel it. But once you pass that initial, you don't want to sweat it because you have to deal with because the disease is already in. So you want to get it while still in the surface.
Wow.
In the Chinese medicine point of view. So kind of the external cold evil attacks from the surface. So you need to express it or expel it when it's on the surface. So.
And then going into the winter months, you want to keep warm.
Yes. And remember we talked about keeping the back of your neck warm?
Yeah, and your feet and ankles.
Yes. The feet and ankles, those have in the biomedicine point of view too, because you have a lot of the blood vessels where you feel all the pulses, the major arteries are, so you want to keep them warm, because if you and the other way, when you're really hot, this is where you cool it to cool the entire body down. So but cold cold weather,
Great.
which we're
Yeah.
kind of looking forward to. So we have all these wind points. Wind points are where the cold wind comes into your body. So the cold angle enters. This is the most surface channel in your body. So again, in Chinese medicine theory. So the wind enters. So you know how wind blows and it, opens the door. The doors open, a lot of things can go in. So you don't want the doors, which is the pore, open to have those pathogens enter. So, and these are the surface part. So you want to keep your neck and upper part of your shoulder really warm. And also if you feel like coming down with, if you, it's like I'm coming down with cold, put the hot, when you're taking the shower, spend extra time warming this, the bottom of your skull, back of your neck, upper part of the shoulders, like heat up that area. Yes. Yeah, Diana?
This reminds me that for about $10, or it used to be $10, might be more now, there's something called a bed buddy that you heat in the microwave. And it has been very effective for relaxation and just as you're describing.
Right. So yeah, I mean, those has some kind of bees, right? And you put it in the microwave and it keeps it warm. It's kind of like a heavy pillow that you can put around your shoulder and neck. And it's, those are really tight. It gets tense and tight, and we all have really tight neck and shoulders. So it's good to bring in the circulation and relaxing and prevent catching cold. Anyway, so let's talk about, so those are cooling. Oh, green tea. Green tea is cooling.
Okay.
So
Green hot tea.
you can drink green tea, hot tea. Even it's hot, it is cooling. So if you like green tea, it kind of bothers my stomach, so I don't drink that much green tea. But if it doesn't bother you, green tea is good. It's cooling.
I had that same experience, and one of my friends told me, well, don't make it so strong.
Yeah, true.
So I just kind of dip it in and take it out, and I do that throughout the day, and I can tolerate it, and I also put some ginger in it too. I like not desiccated, but
the dry ginger.
Yeah, dry ginger, and that's nice to kind of soften the effect. But I just used to do it like I used to have hot black tea, strong, but not with the green tea. So
good idea. I would try that. Thank you.
Okay, one bag lasts the whole day.
Not true. Okay, so when it's warm, do you get puffy? I mean, I do. So that goes into our lymph system. And remember the thing that we did, a little loosening up the clavicle area. This is the final exit or entrance or exit, final destination of the strayed lymphatic fluid back into your system. So so when you're working on the lymphatic system, you want to open up the exit first before. So you don't want to start bringing in from the distal to the proximal. So you want to open this area up first. So, and the major areas are, of course, it's under the clavicle or the, the clavicle area. So if you get, these areas, you don't really have to be really technical. If you get these loosened up, sorry, the ambulance. And also, the armpits, don't dig your fingers into your armpits, but just keep your hands flat and just do a gentle, you could just do, just gentle. So this is the part, the last part where you need to loosen up first. And if you have some if you get the lymph node removed surgically, if you have like sometimes like the breast cancer, they remove stuff from here. And also if you have other surgery, sometimes they remove the inguinal, which is, like where when you sit where you bend, that's the inguinal area. That's another big lymph nodes in the lower body. So if you have, let's say if you have some nodes removed from one side, that side is, less effective. And they also, when that happens, your body normally drains on one side, but if this is compromised, they create a different channel going across. So if you have any swelling, you should really talk to the medical lymphatic person before you really get into the lymphatic stuff. But you don't want to be doing too much of a draining on the side that you have the lymph node removed. So you could like drain the side that's intact. So if I have this removed on this side, you want to drain it to the other side. But be careful. If you have a lymphedema, don't do a lot of lymph stuff. You want to talk to the medical professional about that. So first open this up. So let's talk about the upper body. So you want to work on one joint at a time. So you open this up, then you go from the elbow up first, and always toward the exit. This is the exit, right? So you go here, then you go from here, right? Then you go from the hand. So when they talk about the dry brushing, if you, this is like my cheap one, but I like Jan's because she's
it's really nice.
Yeah, so those are good to use on the neck, the chest area.
Everything really. I use it, I do the whole routine.
Yeah. So I think you can you have that kind of brush that Jan has, Target. You got yours at Safeway?
I got mine at Safeway.
Yeah.
Where they have the hairbrushes.
So make sure it's like a natural, really soft brush. So, and make sure you don't want to scrub. And but I just wanted to talk about we're probably going to spend a little more time in dry brushing next week. But so when you get this, make sure it's really soft. But so first, so not just when everything opened up, then at the end you could do from the very tip to the end, but start here, anything, you could just get this moving. If it's too much to like open this up, get this in, you could just start doing the circles, right? So you could do this, or you could do
Right.
arm circles going this way. So let's just make it simple and do forward, just like swimming, going backwards with the elbows. And make sure this is comfortable. You want to get your shoulders moving. Forward again. And back. Shoulders. So these kind of gets this, and you could just kind of do this to get this pumping too, or moving. So it's the elbows. Then you could do the wrist, right? So think about what moves. So you want to move closest to your midline first
First.
and, move up, right? So the legs, so this is one of the major. So this is opened up. So these going to come up this way. So these are open. So the next one for the legs are this area. So I'm gonna go back a little. So the easiest way is, if you can, you could just do the hip circles with your hand, or you could just kind of can you see? Use the heel of your palm where you bent the end of your thigh, and don't push too much. It just lean into it. Just gentle, not a lot. Okay. Okay. Do that. And you could, so the next one is behind your knee. Right? You could just push your hand and just do the circle. Don't stick your fingers in. Flat hand. Okay. Or you could do this, just like how we did with the movement. We could start here. So that gets this pumping, right? So maybe, I don't know, 10 sets. Okay. Then you could do leg extension, up and down.
Chair ballet.
Yeah.
So, and now you're moving your knee joint, and do the ankle circles,
Mhm.
right? And both directions. And other side. How's that feel? Do you feel anything?
Looser.
Nice tingle
Yeah?
and looser. Yeah, that's a good word, Diana.
Okay, let's work on your hands, because my fingers get puffy when it's like warm. And there are so many ways to work your fingers, but again, the easiest, and when you have, okay, if you have like arthritic pain, this would work too. So these are points, these are like acupuncture points. And It's very effective with the finger swelling and pain. So if you make a fist, and there is, let me see if I can see. It is extra point. Where is it? Sorry. Let me, and okay, so can you
There we
there.
go.
Oh,
Yeah.
there we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
See those little red dots?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, those are a good point. Those are acupuncture point for any finger disorder. And the needling those areas really have, I have experience in very effectiveness in getting rid of the pain and swelling. So you could even just kind of stick your fingers in between the webby part. But basically, it's, if you make the fist, you see a little triangle. Can you even see the triangle? Where is my, I need the pointy stuff. So the little triangle it makes with the fist, like
yeah.
your knuckles, and right in the middle. So that is like when you open it, it's right here. So if you stick your fingers like this, you will hit the point. So just pinch it gently and just go move on to the other hand. So it's all here. And now between the thumb and the index finger, it's this little webby part, but you will see on the border, so in between here, and you will see the border of webby part where you becomes the meaty part. That's where you pinch. Okay. Let's try the other side. So just go into between the fingers, and some area or some section you might feel a little pinchy pain, and some you probably won't feel it. And I have a little like stiffness in my pinky first thing in the morning, but when I start doing this, it start to, and I have less. So try it and report it back to me. I think it's can be helpful.
How
So
about toes? When I think about fingers, I always think about toes.
yeah, toes, there's the same places, like similar places in between your toes.
Okay.
And they kind of drains the heat from the legs. So haven't tried it for the swelling, but I think it has this similar effect.
Especially people can have swollen ankles.
Mm-hmm.
That might help somewhat. I mean, not a panacea, but it would be something to consider.
So swollen ankle may be from working, opening this, sorry. So this is the higher part.
Yeah.
From the, so it's not your, if you have swollen toes,
yeah,
these part of your foot might help. But if you have ankles, you might want to work on like getting this working. But also you don't want to move, if anybody who has, I don't think any of you are, but if you have a really severe heart condition or kidney condition, you don't want to stimulate your lymph system too much, because that's too much. That's puts too much workload on the kidney and the heart. So so if you have a severe heart disease, you sometimes have like really big ankles, but so make sure that that's not the cause of swollen ankles. So the pinchy part, we did that. Okay. And the lymph goes from the nail bed down this way. So you could just kind of, it's kind of hard to do a little rubbing. So you could just pinch the nail, push, push, push. You can do the side. So here, so we did pinching this first, right? Did the nails. So the nails top and the side. Okay. Do that for all your fingers, top and side, top and side, top and side, top and side. Then just to kind of get this moving. Okay. Okay. How's that? Is it simple enough for
Yeah.
the pinching? Yeah. So
Okay, I have a question.
yeah.
When we were doing between the fingers, I noticed I got a relief on my upper arm, which tends from the shoulder down to the elbow. I have a tightness all the time. Does that help that too?
Yeah. Yeah. Because certain channel, like especially on the outside, these two lines goes up to your shoulders and the back of your shoulders and shoulder blades area too. So
Immediately I got relief.
wow, you've treated yourself. Good job.
Thank
That's amazing. And also the the wrist circles. There's all these 3 inner, 3 outer. They all gets here in your tummy, chest area, so it can open the areas up too. But Barbara, that's amazing. Good job. All right, so do we need a little break before we review our leg stuff? Are we good to continue? Well, I think we need a break anyway because we need to set up the. Remember the little chair that we used the last time?
Oh, right.
Do
Okay.
that setup. Okay. Yeah. And drink water. Are we back? No.
No, Sid's back.
Back.
Good. Oh, I guess Bobby wasn't in last time, so I didn't explain well. Bobby, can you hear me?
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna wait for Bobby and Diana. Everybody else ready with a chair with another chair that is hopefully um, either about the same level or a little bit lower. So if you have two different height, sit on the higher chair and put the leg on a leg on the lower chair. So this doesn't have to be a chair. You could just use a sofa, ottoman, anything that's stable, comfortable. Let's wait for another minute.
I think Bobby went to the store.
Uh, she went to the furniture store.
She went to the furniture store. Here she is.
Bobby, sorry I didn't explain stuff well because I just didn't realize that you weren't here last week. So have two chairs or a chair with an ottoman or chair and bed, anything, any surface that's at the same level or a little bit slightly lower than your chair that you can put your leg up.
Oh, all right, let me find something.
Yeah. It could be a yoga block, any box, or
I have modest means and modest space. Okay, got it.
okay. So we are just first let's start with little loosening up of your hip area. Okay, so one leg up and one leg down. And so put your foot in the middle. Everybody ready? Good. Now, think about rotating from your hip. Can you see my foot? Okay. So now toes are pointing up. Now rotate your toes in and out. So you're rotating in and out. So now don't force it. Don't push it. Just gently. Side to side. So there's movement here, but you should feel the rotation in your hip area. Make sure it's comfortable. Okay. Now, you're gonna draw a circle around your heel with your toe, big circle with your toes, forward and back. Let's do 8 times. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gonna reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Switch. And you're going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. Ready? Point your toes up and rotate. In and out. In, out. And if you have one side is tighter or one way is tighter, just notice it. Just be aware of it. Don't push, don't force it. Okay, side to side. Feel the rotation up on your hip area. Now circles. 8 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Now, back to the first side. Now you're going to put your foot flat on this thing. And make sure this is not too much. So if it is, don't bend too much, or make this a little bit lower if you can make it, or have something lower. But have your knees bent and guide with your hand, and you're going to push your knee in and out. Out. In.
My knee won't go in.
That's fine. Make sure you're comfortable. So if you're so don't, if it's too much to push your knee in, maybe add a little pull or push or little rotation from your thigh.
Mm.
Now lift your knee up if you're comfortable. Hold on to either your shin, under your thigh or knee, whatever you're comfortable with. And if not, just try to just kind of do a little circle here. But if you can hold on, if you can get like hold of your leg, try to relax your leg, and it's your arm doing the work. The arms are leading the circle, making the circle with your arms. Try to relax your leg and your hip, and you're gonna do a circle, nice and comfortable. It doesn't have to be big, but make it smooth. And let's reverse. 1, 2, 3.
So I feel a tenderness on the top of my foot.
Oh. Okay. When you do the circle?
Yeah.
Well, let's go through the whole thing and see how you feel after the whole set.
My body is in such poor shape. It doesn't surprise me.
So let's switch the leg. Do the same thing. Knees bent, foot flat, and push in and out gently. Don't force it. So is one side better than the other?
I don't know how you're doing it, but my leg does not go in, neither leg.
If that's too much, just kind of get back to the rotation with the straight leg. So everything has to be comfortable. So if this is not comfortable, skip this or go back to the first exercise. And lift your leg up this way, if you're comfortable. If not, skip this part. Gentle circles. Away. Good. All right, so now back to one leg up, straight. Make sure you're, if you need to go low, go lower, but make sure your knee can stay straight. So now this leg is straight and not to the side, and also straight out, sticking out of your, in front of you. Okay. So here, first you're gonna lift your shoulders, lift your chest up. You're gonna keep your spine very tall. If you already feel enough stretch in your hamstring, that's where you're gonna stay. If you need a little more stretch, think, not your head, push chest forward. Keep your back straight. Keep breathing and come up, breathe in. Breathe out, chest forward. And up. One more. And just to give you a little variation, you are going to slide your hand forward towards your ankles. And at this time, for this one, make sure you don't go forward with try not to I have to reach there, but just let your arms slide. It's the same stretch. Chest is up. Just letting your arms kind of slide on your leg. How's that feel? Is it okay?
Feels okay.
Okay.
Right.
Now, take this hands outside of the leg, and you're going to slide this hand outside and aim toward this ankle, outside of the ankle. Okay. So slide. So your body is slightly changed to rotated, and your chest is kind of going toward the outside of the your foot. Okay, slide your hand and up. Chest up, slide. Okay. Switch. You guys doing okay?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So switched. So we're going to do the same thing again for this one. So make sure this leg is straight, knee straight, lift up. If you feel enough stretch, this is where you're going to stop. If you need a little more stretch, push your chest forward. Up, breathe in. Breathe out, push your chest forward. And up. Okay. Now, just to give a variation, you're going to slide your hand toward the ankle. Still keep your chest up, chest forward. Up, breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. One more. Breathe out. Make sure don't force the stretch. And up. Okay. Now both hands goes outside of your thigh, like side of the hip. Slide all the way. So stay on the side of the leg toward the outside of your ankle and come back up. So chest is going kind of toward the outside of your foot. Up.
I have the strangest pulls on my nerves. This one's on the inside of the arch.
Mm.
Okay, so last one. This stretches your glute. So if you have a hip issue and it is hard to do, don't do it. Or if it's hard to really get this in, if you need some kind of a support, you can stick a pillow or a cushion outside so it doesn't fall. So make sure you're comfortable. So here, and you're gonna let your knee go out. So the outside of your foot is touching the on that chair. Okay, so knees are out. Lift, and again, you're gonna push your chest toward your foot. And you should feel a good stretch on your glute area, maybe on your lower back a little.
But
Breathe in, breathe out, chest forward. Up. One more. Forward. And up. Switch. The other leg up. Knee out. Make sure you're comfortable. Chest up. Push your chest forward. And up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Up. Breathe in. Last one. And up. Okay. And both legs down. How was it?
Good.
Good.
Yeah. Mhm.
So let's review the pinching. Remember the pinching? So pinching is basically just
Oh, right.
pinch whatever you can pinch. So start from the thigh area. Just, it's kind of massage, but you are pulling. So it's like you're doing, so pinching instead of massaging. It's, you want to think of lifting. It's like lifting the meat off the bone. But don't hurt yourself. Don't actually really pull the meat off. You want to pinch it up, like lift it up. Okay, so Now you are grabbing and you're shaking the meat around the bone. This should be comfortable.
That feels good.
Good. And this is really
Interesting.
easy. Like you can do this just sitting down, right? Okay. Now you're gonna make a little circular movement with your hands and warm your hip area. And now goes back here. Keep the lower back warm. And you're gonna move. So from here on the side, right here, side, keep them all warm. Okay. And now the pinching. Okay, pinch the meat, even the back, the side, your tummy. Okay. And now you're gonna bring your hands from the mid, so from the back to the front. Okay, from the bottom part of your rib cage to the top of the pelvis, all back to front, back to front, back to front. Okay. All right. So now, sorry, I have to fix my pants. Okay. Now lift your chest. Keep your spine really tall. Breathe in. You're going to do a little twisting. Again, gently make sure this doesn't hurt you. And now come back to the center. Breathe in. Twist the other way. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Okay, come back to the center. Now breathe in, chest up. So you're arching your back a little. Not too much, make sure you're comfortable. Now round your back so you're sinking your tummy and chest in. Drop your head forward, breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. As you breathe in, lift your shoulders up, your shrug. Pull your shoulders back and down and forward. One more time, breathe in, shoulders up. Pull your shoulders back. Keep your chest up and shoulders down. And pull back. Pull your elbows back. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Now shoulder blades apart. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Breathe in. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. And done. Any questions? How'd you feel?
Good. Good.
Good.
Good.
So make sure you stay hydrated. So even you don't sweat, we're losing the moisture by being like we're not used to a hot, temperature. So your body is losing more water than you think. So hydrate. Okay. We're good to go.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll see you next
Thank you,
week.
Akiyo.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
Yeah, you all too. So long.
Bye.
Bye.
See you next time.
Hey, bye, Sid. Boom.